Hey, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. Hey, I want to talk to you about two things that you truly own, which are the only two things you need to succeed. Listen to me carefully. There are only two things on the planet that you and I own outright. No one can take them from us unless we let them, okay? But these are the only two things that you need to succeed. Believe me when I tell you. I'll talk about that in a minute, but right now let's talk about this. Do you know that all of our videos are sponsored by the great people at Vocal? Vocal is the only beverage on the planet which is designed to soothe, refresh, and restore your voice. If you talk all day, if you sing all night, you definitely need Vocal. Go to drinkvocal.com to learn more. Now, two things flat out that you were born with that no one can take from you unless you let them. Now, in order to unpack this, I'm going to have to use a biblical reference. So again, being a man of faith, whatever your system of faith is, I'm sure that even if you turn right now to Genesis chapter 1, you're going to find something that's absolutely incredible, because Genesis chapter 1 says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. And as you walk through that process of Genesis, you will find that he is speaking things into existence. Let there be light. Let the water separate from the firmament. You're going to find, let the fish, he's speaking by the word, by his word, he's speaking things. And then by the time we get to the third chapter, and he makes man in his own image and likeness, and he breathes into his mouth the breath of life. The thing is, he makes man in his own image. He gives to us that power that he has to think. Our soul, it says man became a living soul, and so we have intellect, and we have emotion, and we have will, which means we have a choice, whether either choosing to believe in him or to believe in him or to not believe in him. That's still a matter of the will. Everyone has a will. So we were created in his image. So we have two things. We have our minds and we have our mouths. And these are incredible, extraordinary, invaluable treasures and gifts that the Almighty God endowed into us. Our minds, the ability to think, the ability to imagine, the ability to produce in our head, to create. We all have that. I mean, you think as an EntreMusician, you think about the most incredible piece of music that you've ever heard in your life, the most incredible symphony or rock song or country lyric or line, which someone has absolutely just thought about, and it resonated in their spirit, and then they spoke it into existence. You have that. When we think about rocket ships or NASA or the most incredible technology, even as far as our cell phones or iWatches for those of us who wear them, and the amount of technology and thinking that went into that, you can truly say that from man's perspective, by God's grace, there is nothing that we cannot imagine, nothing that we can't think through and think about, whether it's physics or geometry or astrophysics or any of these deep subjects that I confess I don't know much about. But when you think and apply your mind, there is absolutely nothing that man cannot accomplish. The software, and on and on and on. And then the ability to speak it into existence. The ability to say, I will do this. Listen at that power that's, I am going to do this. Now, I may not have the money, I may not have the connections, I may not have the resources, I may not have fill in the blank, whatever it is, but I am determined that because I've thought about this, and because I've set my plan to paper, and because I've meditated and prayed and utilized my capacity to see this thing You see it before you see it. I can see this thing. I am going to bring it to pass. Now, conversely, the opposite is true as well. That if I don't spend my time thinking and imagining and creating out of my spirit that beautiful piece of music, or creating that company, or developing that software or that app, or fill in the blank, whatever it is, because whatever as a man thinks in his heart, so is he, so is she. To be able to think through that, to become that person, to see themselves as they would like to see themselves, or again, conversely, to belittle who you are in your spirit and not think so much of yourself, or tell yourself in your heart, in your mind, using your mouth, I can't do this. I don't think I'm able to do that. I will never amount to this, that, or the other. True statements that will now cause your life to go down lower and lower and lower because you've thought it and you've said it. So as an EntreMusician, the power is within us to think and to speak that which we wish to accomplish. And again, it does not matter what or where you come from or how you look. You can always retrain, readjust, and then encourage yourself by speaking so that your ears hear, so that your spirit hear. I will do this. I will accomplish that. I will attain that goal that I'm after. And once doing that, boy, I tell you what, the sky is the limit. Even this very room that I'm sitting in, I'll tell you this quick story because it happened about, I want to say 15 years ago maybe. I was in this room that I'm in Listen Studios here in Northeast Ohio, and I remember coming in here with Jim Kokenauer and Feel the Beat, and we were asked by an acoustic duo at the time, the McCabe's, Terry and Diane McCabe. They were producing an album here, and this place, this building, was owned by someone else. And we came in and we did the backing tracks for 2 of the songs that they had requested of us. And so we came back into this very room. It looked a little bit different. I mean, the walls are the same. The paintings are different, but the walls are the same. The acoustic treatment was on there, but he had different equipment, the engineer and owner of this place at the time. And I can remember sitting and listening to the playback, and all I did was I just was standing by the mixing console and I adjusted the fader on the hi-hat track that he had. I just thought, man, we can bring that hi-hat up a little bit and it'll sing a little bit more. And I remember the look that this guy gave me, and he was like, don't touch the board. You ever been around those engineers? I mean, there were some beautiful engineers, and then there was this gentleman who was like, don't touch my board. And in my mind, in my spirit, I was like, you know what? I mean, I don't know why it came about, but I was like, in my inner Jere, I was like, you know what? One day I'm gonna own this place. It just came out of me like that. You know, I had this assurance because I didn't have a studio at the time. I didn't. Did I have a home studio? Yeah, I had a little home studio, but it was not the place that this is. Now, I can tell you, in about 2006, the gentleman and my business partner who actually owns the building, his name is Jere Thompson. He bought the building because he was thinking that he needed a larger studio to work out of. As the Lord would have it, and our conversation with each other, it came about where we became business partners. And although I don't quote unquote own the building, I can assure you I'm here 99% more than he actually is. And it was just something that I believed in my spirit. It jumped up out of me. I spoke it out of my mouth. One day I'm going to own this place, and it came to be. Now I can this video can be 1,000,000 years long, because I can tell you in my life, as I look back in my rearview mirror of the times that I've really set out to accomplish something, I was dogmatic, I was focused, my mind, my energy was right on point, and I spoke it that it came to pass. And I can tell you a million times where I've had doubt and I've let fear and worry and what I didn't have and who I didn't know, and I spoke that doubt out and it didn't happen. I wasn't able to accomplish it. I wasn't able to win what I was aspiring to achieve. And it works. I'm telling you, the only two things that you truly own, I mean, they can take away your house, they can take away your car, they can take away your job, they can take away your family. There are so many things that we can lose in this life. And yes, you can lose your mind and you can lose your ability to speak, but these are the only things that you come to this earth with that you actually own. So because you own them, harness them, train them, plan, do the things that you need to do to get ahead, and know without a shadow of a doubt that because you think it, because you can imagine it, because you can speak it, then you can achieve it. This is not some pep talk. This is not some pie in the sky. This is not some motivational thought for the day. But what I wanted to do is from my spirit to yours is to convey to you the power that you have because they were free. Your mind was free. You didn't have to purchase it. Your mouth is free. You didn't have to buy it. You didn't have to order it online. You were born with it. Now you can use it, your mind and your mouth, to do the things that you're supposed to do to fulfill your purpose on this planet as the Lord God would have it for you. I pray that upon you. Again, I don't speak these things to try to manipulate you in any way. I understand that everybody has that opportunity to make their faith choice for themselves. This is just the way that I have chosen to live, and I'm absolutely grateful for my relationship with Almighty God. However, with respect to that, if you speak something out of your mouth, it doesn't matter who you are. You speak it, you believe it, you watch it happen. It will happen because you are made in the image of God, and it will take place. So, peace and blessings to you. My name is Jere B. I am the EntreMusician, and so are you. We'll see you next time.